They told you fruit was the healthiest thing on your plate, but they didn't tell you which ones might actually be hurting you after 60. If you're over 60 and still think that all fruit is your friend, this video might just surprise you. Because the truth is, certain fruits that were once perfectly fine in your younger years can now cause more harm than good. And no, it's not just about sugar. Some fruits can mess with your digestion, spike your blood pressure, or even interact with your medications in sneaky ways. The worst part? Most people have no idea it's happening. So let's talk about it. Not to scare you, but to empower you. Because once you know which fruits to watch out for, you'll feel more in control, more energized, and way more confident about what's going into your body. In this video, we'll uncover 9 dangerous fruits seniors should never eat, and we'll explain why these seemingly innocent bites could be doing more damage than you think. Now, let's ease into the first fruit on our list, one that looks harmless, even beautiful, but could be silently stressing your heart. Let's talk about grapefruit. Ah, yes, the breakfast classic. That tart, juicy wedge that used to sit so nicely next to your toast and coffee. But here's the problem. Grapefruit doesn't always play nice with your medications, especially the ones most seniors are taking, like statins for cholesterol, blood pressure meds, or anti-anxiety drugs. What many people don't realize is that grapefruit can block a key enzyme in your gut that helps break down certain medications. And when that enzyme is blocked, the drug stays in your system longer and at higher levels. That might sound harmless, until you realize it can turn a regular dose into a dangerously high one. Suddenly your blood pressure drops too low, or your muscles start aching, or your heart's rhythm gets thrown off, all because of that one grapefruit you had this morning. Now, if you've been eating grapefruit for years with no issues, you might be wondering, well, why should I stop now? And that's fair. But as we age, our body becomes more sensitive to drug interactions, and what was once a mild side effect could now be a serious complication. So, if you're taking medications, check with your doctor or pharmacist before adding grapefruit to your routine. It's just not worth the risk. All right, moving on. Let's take a look at pineapple. Now, don't get me wrong, pineapple tastes amazing. It's tropical, sweet, and just a thing to lift your mood on a warm afternoon. But here's where it gets tricky. Pineapple is extremely acidic. That means if you've got a sensitive stomach, acid reflux, or any kind of digestive issue, and let's face it, many of us do after 60, pineapple could become your worst enemy. That sharp burning in your chest after a meal, that could be the pineapple talking. It relaxes the lower esophageal sphincter, which is just a fancy way of saying it makes it easier for stomach acid to come back up where it doesn't belong. And if you already deal with heartburn or GERD, pineapple can pour fuel on the fire. Now, that doesn't mean you have to swear it off forever. A small bite here or there might be fine. But regularly snacking on pineapple, drinking pineapple juice, or adding it to smoothies can easily push your acid levels over the edge. And here's the kicker. You might not even realize pineapple is causing the issue until you cut out for a week and notice your digestion finally starts to calm down. That brings us to another popular one, cherries. They look innocent enough, don't they? Little red drops of sweetness. But for many seniors, cherries can trigger something deeper, joint pain, especially if you deal with arthritis or gout. Now, to be fair, cherries are actually recommended in small doses for people with gout because they can help reduce uric acid. But here's the twist. If you go overboard, you may accidentally get the opposite effect. Why? Because cherries, especially the darker ones, contain high amount of natural sugar called fructose. And fructose can raise uric acid levels if you consume too much of it too often. That means that bowl of cherries that started as a good idea can become a trigger for the very pain you're trying to avoid. It's not just about arthritis, either. High fructose levels have also been linked to increased belly fat, insulin resistance, and even brain fog. And again, cherries aren't bad on their own, but they're one of those sneaky fruits that feel healthy while packing in more sugar than you think. Especially if you're eating dried cherries, cherry juice, or desserts made with them. Those concentrated forms hit your bloodstream fast and hard. So what's the takeaway here? It's not about fear. It's about being informed. When you know which fruit your body may not tolerate as well after 60, you can make better choices. Choices that help you feel lighter, think clearer, and move more easily through your day. Now that we've covered some of the big offenders like grapefruit, pineapple, and cherries, let's look at the next fruit that might surprise you, bananas. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Wait, bananas? Aren't those supposed to be one of the healthiest fruits out there? And yes, bananas do have their perks. They're convenient, easy on the teeth, full of potassium, which helps manage blood pressure. And honestly, they taste great. But here's what they don't always tell you. Bananas can be a hidden trap for blood sugar, especially if you're eating them when they're overripe. You know the ones, super soft, brown spotted, sweet as candy. At that stage, bananas are basically sugar bombs. That quick spike in blood glucose may not seem like a big deal in the moment, but for older adults, especially those managing type 2 diabetes or trying to keep their weight in check, it's a slippery slope. Blood sugar spikes lead to crashes. Crashes lead to cravings, and the cycle repeats. Over time, that constant roller coaster can sap your energy, cloud your memory, and even increase inflammation throughout your body. Now, does this mean you have to give up bananas completely? Not necessarily, but it does mean portion control matters. A small, just right banana, not mushy, not overly sweet, is usually a better choice. And pairing it with a little protein, like some plain yogurt or a handful of almonds, can help steady your blood sugar response. But if you're eating 2 or 3 bananas a day, thinking it's helping your health, it might be time to rethink that habit. Next up is a fruit that's often marketed as super healthy and packed with antioxidants. It's even turned into powders, juices, and supplements these days. Yep, I'm talking about acai berries. Now, let's be clear, acai itself isn't the villain here. It's what comes with it. Because most of the acai products sold in stores aren't just pure fruit. They're blended with added sugars, preservatives, and sometimes syrups that make them taste better, but completely cancel out the health benefits. Those trendy acai bowls you see at cafes, they can contain more sugar than a slice of chocolate cake. And here's why that matters. As we get older, our metabolism slows down. Our body doesn't process sugar the way it used to. What used to be burned off with a brisk walk or a busy morning now gets stored as fat, usually right around the belly, where it's hardest to lose and most dangerous to keep. So, while acai may sound like a smart choice, it can quickly turn into a sugar bomb in disguise. If you're gonna have it, try to stick to unsweetened version and skip the bowls loaded with honey, granola, or syrupy fruits on top. Those do way more harm than good. Now, let's move on to a fruit that often flies under the radar, but can quietly cause some serious problems for seniors: persimmons. They look lovely, don't they? Smooth, bright orange, almost like a cross between a tomato and a peach. But here's the issue. Persimmons contain something called shibule, a natural compound that reacts with stomach acid and can form a sticky, glue-like mass called a bezoar. And while that might sound like something out of fairy tale, it's very real and very uncomfortable. These masses can build up in your digestive tract and cause pain, bloating, constipation, and even blockages. Seniors are particularly vulnerable to this, especially if they've had stomach surgery or have slower digestion due to age or medications. Now, this doesn't happen to everyone, but it happens enough that doctors actually warn against eating persimmons on an empty stomach. They're one of the few fruits that can physically clog your system, especially if eaten in large amounts or without enough chewing. If you enjoy persimmons, be extra mindful. Eat them slowly, chew thoroughly, and never have them on an empty stomach. But if you've been struggling with unexplained digestive discomfort or blockages, and persimmons are a regular part of your diet, it might be worth pausing and seeing if your symptoms improve. Let's talk about one more fruit that surprises a lot of people: mangoes. Mangoes are rich, creamy, and bursting with flavor. They feel like a tropical vacation in your mouth. But here's the tricky part. Mangoes are one of the highest sugar fruits you can eat. And not just natural sugar, fast-digesting sugar that quickly turns into glucose in your bloodstream. Just one medium mango can contain over 45 grams of sugar. That's more than what's in a can of soda. And again, the concern isn't just sugar is bad. It's that for older adults, high sugar fruits like mangoes can trigger insulin resistance, contribute to fat storage around the liver, and even lead to long-term energy crashes that leave you feeling drained and foggy. Not to mention, they're often eaten during warm months, when dehydration is a bigger issue. High sugar fruits like mangoes can actually dehydrate you if you're not drinking enough water. That combination of heat, sugar, and poor hydration can lead to dizzy spells, fatigue, and mood swings, none of which we want more of after 60. So what's the smarter move? If you love mangoes, try using them as a small topping rather than the star of the show. Dice a few pieces into a bowl of cottage cheese or sprinkle some over oatmeal. Keep the portion small and balance it with fiber or protein. That'll keep your blood sugar steady. And your energy too. All right, we've now gone over several fruits that may look harmless or even healthy, but can cause trouble as we age. From the sugar-spiking effects of bananas and mangoes to the stomach-clogging danger of persimmons, it's clear that not all fruits are created equal when it comes to senior health. But don't worry, we're not done yet. There are still a few more fruits that deserve a closer look, especially if you're trying to stay sharp, active, and pain-free into your golden years. Because staying healthy after 60 isn't just about what you eat. It's about how your body handles it. And that brings us to a fruit that's incredibly common, incredibly juicy, and, unfortunately, incredibly risky for many older adults: watermelon. Now, before anyone gets upset, yes, watermelon is refreshing, hydrating, and low in calories. That's what makes it so popular during summer picnics and backyard barbecues. But here's the hidden issue. Watermelon is packed with a type of sugar called glucose, and it ranks very high on the glycemic index. That means it raises your blood sugar fast. And I mean fast enough to make your body scramble to bring it back down. For someone over 60, that kind of sudden spike and drop can wreak havoc on your energy, your mood, and even your memory. Plus, many people think of watermelon as a hydrating fruit. And yes, it's over 90% water, but ironically, if you eat too much of it at once, it can flush out important minerals like potassium and magnesium. For seniors already taking diuretics or blood pressure medications, that combo can lead to dizziness, muscle cramps, or worse, an irregular heartbeat. And let's not forget this. If you're managing prediabetes or already keeping a close eye on your A1C levels, large servings of watermelon can quietly push you into the danger zone. That one big juicy slice may seem harmless, but if you're sensitive to blood sugar swings, your body may be telling you otherwise. Now, that doesn't mean you need to give it up completely, but maybe instead of a whole plate of watermelon, you try a few cubes as a light snack, paired with something like a few walnuts or a piece of string cheese to slow down digestion. It's those little tweaks that make all the difference over time. Next, let's take a closer look at a fruit that often gets labeled as exotic and exciting: lychees. Small, spiky on the outside, and sweet on the inside, lychees are the kind of fruit people either love or have never tried. But here's the problem. Lychees are extremely high in fructose, and they contain compounds that may interfere with blood sugar regulation, especially when eaten on an empty stomach. In fact, in some parts of the world, outbreaks of sudden illness in children have been linked to eating large amounts of lychees without other food. Now, we're talking about adults here, but the principle is the same. Our blood sugar regulation gets more delicate with age. For seniors who may already have impaired insulin sensitivity, lychees can cause dips and crashes in glucose that leave you feeling lightheaded, tired, or even shaky. And since they're so small and easy to pop into your mouth, it's very easy to overdo it without realizing it. A handful here, a few more while watching TV, and suddenly you consumed way more sugar than you intended. Plus, let's be honest, lychees aren't exactly local for most people. They're often shipped long distances, preserved in syrup, or frozen in ways that strip them of fiber and leave mostly sugar behind. So, unless you're buying fresh lychees and having one or two occasionally, this is one fruit best enjoyed in moderation. Or maybe not at all if you've got blood sugar concerns. Now, this next one, it's a bit of a curveball, and it might even feel unfair. Dried fruit. You know the kind. Raisins, dried apricots, prunes, dates, and even dried apples or cranberries. They're easy to store, last forever in the pantry, and seem like a smart choice when you're craving something sweet. But dried fruit is one of the most misleading healthy foods out there, especially for older adults. Here's why. When you dry a fruit, you remove the water, but all the sugar is still there, concentrated. So what used to be one plum becomes one prune, but the effect on your blood sugar? It's magnified. And since dried fruits are smaller, they're so easy to overeat. It's not hard to sit down and eat 10 dried apricots or a handful of dates without even thinking about it. And it's not just sugar. A lot of commercially dried fruits are coated with extra sweeteners or preserved with sulfites, which can trigger headaches, digestive problems, or even allergic reactions in sensitive folks. Seniors with asthma or IBS should be especially cautious here. Now, I'm not saying dried fruit doesn't have its place. A single dried fig after a meal? Sure. A small portion of prunes to help with digestion? Absolutely, if your doctor recommends it. But eating dried fruit like it's candy, and many of us do, can lead to weight gain, unstable blood sugar, and even dehydration if you're not drinking enough water alongside it. The better move? Stick with fresh fruit that's in season. Or if you do enjoy dried versions, measure out a small portion instead of eating straight from a bag. It's those little mindful habits that help you stay sharp, balanced, and feeling your best. So let's take a breath for a moment. It's a lot to take in, isn't it? All these fruits we thought were helping us, and in reality, some may be quietly working against us. And the thing is, it's not about fear. It's about awareness. Because once you understand how your body changes with age, you get to make better choices, ones that support your energy, protect your heart, and keep you clear-headed day after day. We've talked about grapefruit and bananas, pineapple and mango, persimmons, watermelon, lychees, and now dried fruits. Each one has its unique challenge, especially for those of us in our 60s, 70s, or beyond. But the good news is you're not powerless. You're just more informed now. And with that knowledge, you can start listening to your body in a deeper way, choosing foods that love you back, not just taste good on the tongue. Because food isn't just fuel, it's a conversation between your body and your health. And the older we get, the more carefully we need to listen. Now, let's take a look at the last fruit on our list, canned fruit cocktail. This one might seem like an obvious culprit, but you'd be surprised how many seniors still keep these Lilkins tucked away in their pantry, thinking they're a convenient, sweet treat. And they are convenient, but they're also loaded with problems. The biggest? The syrup. Most canned fruit comes packed in either heavy syrup, light syrup, or fruit juice concentrate. And while light syrup sounds better, it still contains a hefty dose of added sugar. That means your healthy bowl of peaches or pears could actually spike your blood sugar faster than a candy bar. Even when packed in juice, that juice is often more concentrated than you'd expect, and stripped of fiber, which helps slow down sugar absorption. But the issue isn't just sugar. Canned fruits are often preserved with additives like sodium benzoate or sulfites, which can irritate sensitive stomachs, trigger allergic reactions, or contribute to that sluggish, bloated feeling many people over 60 chalk up to just aging. It's not always aging. Sometimes it's what we're eating that's dragging us down. And think about this for a second. When was the last time you ate a canned fruit salad and felt energized afterward? Probably never. That's because there's no fiber to keep your digestion moving, and no real nutrients left after processing is done. What's left is mostly sugar, softness, and a spike in insulin. So if you got a shelf full of fruit cocktail cans, maybe it's time to start swapping them out. Try sliced apples, or a handful of blueberries from a freezer. Something that still has its skin, its fiber, and its real, natural flavor. And that brings us full circle, doesn't it? Because this whole conversation about the 9 dangerous fruits seniors should avoid, it's not about fear, it's about freedom. The kind of freedom that comes when you know what's best for your body and can make choices that truly serve you. Let's do a quick mental recap. Not a list, but just a little reflection. We talked about grapefruit and how it can quietly mess with your medications. Pineapple and mango, sweet and juicy, but surprisingly harsh on digestion and blood sugar. Bananas that seem harmless, but can cause crashes when overripe or overeaten. Persimmons that can actually block your stomach. Lychees and their blood sugar traps. Watermelon that looks innocent but floods your system with glucose. Dried fruits that sneak in sugar by the handful. And of course, the ever-convenient, but never kind, canned fruit cocktail. It's wild, isn't it? How something so small, something that seems so innocent, can affect your body so deeply once you pass 60. But here's the empowering part. Every single one of these challenges has a solution. Every one of these fruits can be swapped, scaled back, or simply savored more mindfully. And let's not forget, you don't have to cut every fruit out of your life to stay healthy. You just have to be more aware, more selective, more tuned into how you feel after you eat. If you notice a fruit leaves you bloated, sleepy, or sore, that's your body talking. If you feel steady, light, and energized afterward, that's your body thanking you. And if no one's told you this lately, your body is still worth taking care of. Even after 60, 70, 80, even if you've had a few health scares, or your joints aren't what they used to be, or your energy isn't quite as steady, you are not done yet. You still have power over how you feel, what you eat, and what kind of life you live from this day forward. That's why I wanted to share this video with you. Not to tell you to fear fruit, but to give you the kind of insight that helps you feel strong, informed, and in control again. Because you deserve to feel good. You deserve to wake up with energy. to move with confidence, to eat foods that lift you up instead of dragging you down. And yes, you can still enjoy fruit. Plenty of fruits are wonderful for seniors. Berries, apples, pears, plums, when eaten whole and in moderation, can support everything from your heart to your memory to your digestion. But the key is choosing wisely. So as you head to the kitchen or make your next grocery list, just keep these things in mind. Read the labels, skip the syrupy shortcuts, listen to how your body responds, and don't be afraid to let go of old habits that no longer serve you. You're not doing anything wrong. Your needs have simply changed. That's not weakness, that's wisdom. If this video helped you see things a little differently today, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Let's support each other on this journey. Share what fruits work for you, which ones you had to give up, or even tips on better alternatives. There's real strength in this community, and your experience could help someone else make a smarter choice. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more down-to-earth advice on staying healthy, strong, and joyful after 60. Because growing older doesn't mean slowing down. It just means doing things smarter. Here's to living your best life at any age. You've earned it.